everybody has a pencil. In front of you is a worksheet. It's called PQ4R. It stands for Preview, Question, Read, Reflect, Recite, and Review. Okay? It's something to help you with comprehension. Now over here, today's objective is to describe the basic differences between physical weathering and erosion. Our vocabulary words that we're going to be looking at is weathering, erosion, deposition, and sediment. Okay? We're going to do a read it loud together as a class. So you guys that are over here need to move over here so we can see the board, because I'm going to be calling on you to read. We're going to do a read aloud by erosion. It's called Erosion, Changing Earth Structures by Roblin Coots. I think I say his name, Coots. And then while we're reading, you're going to do the PQ4R worksheet that's in your hand, okay? And then we're going to have a class discussion, and then we're going to do it in the erosion worksheet that's on the back, okay? So before we read, here are some words that we need to know before we read our book. Okay? Yes?
It's a book or...
It is a book. It's a book. The book, I took pictures of it and I put it online so we all can see it because I don't have copies for everybody. Okay? So words to know before we read is dune, a hill of sand piled up by the wind. Dune. Landscape, the form of land in a particular area. Passages, chamber or tunnels inside a cave. Passages. And then we have another long word here, stalactites. I can't say it. Stalactites. I say it?
Stalactites.
Stalactites. It's growths that hang from the ceiling of a cave and were formed by dripping water. Have you ever seen a picture of a cave?
Yeah.
Okay. Stalactites. Well, the next one is stalagmites. This one's killing me.
Stalactites and stalagmites.
I'm going to have you say that word while I'm reading. My English is bad. Okay, so stalagmites, growths that stand on the floor of a cave and were formed by drips of water from above. So this one's going to be on the bottom and this one's on top, okay? Stalagmites. I still can't say that word. I practiced it like all night and all day. When I was little, I could not say the word digest. I kept on saying digest for some reason. Okay. So that's what we're looking at. That's for words for us to know before we start our reading, okay? Now, on your worksheet that you have your worksheet. I have to go grab one real quick. Alright. So preview. We're going to look at the table of contents. This is our title, Erosion. Okay? This is our table of contents.
Yes.
So we see that it has forces of change, dripping rain, roaring rivers, crashing waves, frozen erosion, carving caves, whipping wind, fast erosion, living with erosion, make a river, erosion extras, and then the glossary. And then we have to learn more in index. So when we preview, we want to write down up here what we think this book is going to be about. You don't have to write all the table of contents, but you need to be writing down what you think this book is about. Main topics that you want to inquire about, that you want to know about. So on here, write what you want to know. This gives you the table of contents, okay? I'm going to walk around, make sure you're writing down what you guys want to know.
Here we write what we think it's going to be about right here.
Elvis, up here in the first box, what are you writing down? What are you writing down? You're writing down, Elvis, you're writing down right here in this box what you want to know in this book. Whether it's about erosion or, hey, dripping rain sounds like I want to know what dripping rain is. Frozen erosion, I want to know what frozen erosion is. This is previewing the book, okay? Kind of like when you're testing. You're going to make a question in a second, okay? So we're previewing, Ellis. What do you want to know about? Can you write more than one? Still waiting for you. What do you want to know about? You don't know. You don't think that carving caves or frozen erosion is something that's cool?
I got one.
You got one? Okay. You got one? Everybody has one. You have 2. Can someone help Elvis and say, hey, Elvis, I think this is pretty cool. Elvis, we can't move on until you write something down. Frozen erosion? All right. Right there, right there. It's okay. That's good. All right, ready? All right, you can use 2. When it comes to behind Isaac? No?
I think it's fascination. I got
Okay, so on your next part 2 on your worksheet, guys, we're going to make a question. So we have a topic in mind. We're going to make a question about it. So if we have frozen erosion, you can ask, what is frozen erosion? Can describe frozen erosion, or can I draw a picture of frozen erosion? You know, you're going to be asking a question to yourself that you're going to answer on later, okay? Living with erosion. How do I live with erosion? How do I do that? Make a river. How do I make a river? You're going to be asking yourself a question. You're going to be answering it. You can do 1 question or 2 questions. 1, 2, or 3. Did you make a question yet? You did? What's your question? Let me see your paper. Did you write it down? Frozen erosion. Okay. Right here. Your question. All right. What is erosion? All right, guys. Yeah. All right. So I'm gonna call on your name, and you're gonna read to me. Okay. So. Isaac, go ahead and read the first paragraph.
A brick building on a street corner is crumbling over. A deep crack runs through the parking lot. High up a building.
Teachers
On a muddy hillside.
Good job. Go ahead, read the next paragraph. Wearing. Correct. All right. Did everybody hear that? Yeah? Anybody have any questions? Do you know what teeters means? Like a balance. Like how you know how you had. Yes. You know how what is that thing called? A scale. You know how it's on a scale? It teeters from left to right. Okay? That's what it means teeters. Okay? Balance left to right. Alright, you guys read loud for me so everybody can hear, okay? That's just a picture. Fun fact, some erosion happens in seconds or minutes. Some happen over a year or 2. Most erosion happens over hundreds or thousands of years. Dripping rain. Go ahead, read. Read loud. Be careful. quickly. Okay. Erosion can begin with a few drops of rain. The raindrops form a stream of water. The rain stream picks up dirt along the way. The stream gets bigger and races down the street. Be careful because sometimes water pools in the street. Sometimes the water grows deep quickly. Now we know what that is, right? In the street, how water can sometimes, a puddle can be, oh, this doesn't look too deep, and you put your foot in and your whole ankle and you're up to your knees in that hole. But sometimes you don't know what it is, right? Okay. There's a picture of a little guy and a girl walking on a street, and they have puddles by their feet. See the puddles? Roaring rivers. Ashley. Ryan. Riverbanks. Good job. Next. Go ahead.
Rivers fall to the ocean and leave behind a lot of dirt. The dirt is made out of sand, soil, and rocks. It is full of good nutrients and full of good plants.
Good job. All right. Now, if you have questions about the roaring rivers or the dripping rain, if you have any questions about those, you write it on your worksheet here. Okay? Because the next one is read. Try to answer during reading. So you're going to try to answer your question right here. And if you are hearing something or seeing something on the board, write it down on this paper right here that you think is interesting, okay? Fun fact. Waterfalls can form when water flows rock. The waterfall seems to, I cut the book off, move back, it erodes or cuts away the rocks behind. Yes, Isaac.
You're allowed to write any question.
Any question? You wrote, what is frozen erosion? We'll get to it and you can answer it. Okay? How are we feeling so far about the book? We like it?
Yeah.
Yeah? Anybody else want to read that hasn't read? Go ahead. Read loud so I can hear you, okay? Project your voice, make it loud.
Ocean water flows, erodes soft ground, and retreats on the bottom of the cliffs. The waves flow the huge material back towards the shore, eventually
Good. The power of waves can erode about 3 feet from a cliff each year. But what waves take away? They can wash back somewhere else. The eroded pieces from the rocky cliffs can become a sandy beach not far away. Because what? Erosion is what? We are,
breaking down.
that's weathering. Breaking down is weathering. Erosion is moving it away, or moving it from one place to another. Here's a fun fact. A tsunami is a huge wave that can cause lots of erosion in one giant sweep. All right, frozen erosion. Who wants to read this one? Anybody else that hasn't read yet? Want to read? Jaslyn? Where you at? You want to read? Okay. Okay. Isaac, we'll do the last paragraph.
Glaciers are like giant rivers of ice. They form in high places and move downhill as they travel. They pick up dirt and rock. They are like bulldozers that carve
glaciers?
Leave the valleys as the ice melts the loose dirt and rocks. It get dumped on the land.
Okay. So what is frozen erosion? Can anybody tell me? Everybody has that same question. We have to answer our question, right? Okay. Water seeps into cracks between rocks. After the water freezes, the ice expands or gets bigger. Isn't that something that we looked at in our experiment when we did our science lab a couple weeks ago when we looked at the frozen jar or the frozen glass? The rocks what? It pressured the ice, the glass. The ice expanded when it froze. So it broke the glass and that pressure popped the lid off. Y'all saw that, right? Okay, so that's what frozen erosion is. It's when after the water freezes, the ice expands and gets bigger. The force of the ice is so strong that it can break up the rocks, which in our case was the ice. Ice can crack streets and sidewalks in the same way. That ice cracked that glass jar, right? It cracked it. Glaciers are like giant rivers of ice. They form in high places and move downhill. As they travel, they pick up dirt and rocks. They are like bulldozers that carve away mountains. Glaciers leave deep valleys as the ice melts. The loose dirt and rocks get dumped on the land. So we have answer our question. If you have what is frozen erosion, answer your question. And the part number 3, reading. Okay? Here's a fun fact. The fastest glacier known to scientists moves 131 feet per day, but most glaciers move only a few feet per day. Glaciers carve out U-shaped valleys. Rivers cause V-shaped valleys. It's a fun fact, right? Well, it looks more like a U-shape, so I think it's a glacier that carved out a glacier. Because glaciers carve out U-shapes, and it says that rivers create V-shapes. Carving caves.
When the ice seeps into the rocks and it breaks it apart, or the water seeps into the rocks and it freezes and breaks it apart, that's weathering. But when that sediment is moved with the glacier from one place to another, then that is the erosion part.
Got it? So everybody answer their question so far? Because a lot of people had what is frozen erosion. Isaac, did you answer it? Write your answer down. Tell me what it is. On your paper, tell me what it is. That expands, right? Write that down. Number 3. All right, carving caves. Drip, drip, drip. Raindrops slip past tree roots and erode away soft rocks underground. Little cracks get bigger. Over a long period of time, raindrops can carve out large underground caves. Underground raindrops pick up chemicals from the soil and soft rocks. They become a mix of rainwater, acids, and minerals. Inside the caves, the chemicals create new rocks. The dripping drops make stalactites, right? Can I say it? Stalactites? Stalactites on the ceiling and stalagmites on the cave ground. Somehow I can say one word but not the other. It's weird. Stalagmites. It's that C in the middle is killing me. Alright, so we already know, we looked at our definitions earlier, right? So this is a picture of the cave, and you can see the dripping water out right there on top. So it's dripping from the top, which is the stalactites from up top, and the stalagmites are going to be on the bottom. Okay? Carving out caves. Fun fact, the longest cave in the world is Mammoth Cave in Kentucky. It has more than 350 miles of passages. Now, passage is one of our words that we went over, right? Whipping wind. Who wants to read it? Read it, go ahead. Batters. wants to read next? Jaslyn? Griselda. You want to read the next paragraph? Okay, so whipping wind, erosion. Wind is the other force of erosion. That's what we worked on that, right, in our project. Wind batters everything in its path. Wind can wear away buildings and carve away stone. Wind also has help to do its work. Sand carried by the wind rubs against objects that the wind hits. So when we did our sandpaper and our rock, right, we were rubbing it together. The wind blows against that rock and takes away those sediments from that rock and moves it away. That's erosion, guys. It's taking it away from something. Yes, the white lines are wind in the picture. You see it's carrying away the little rock there. Yeah, that's what I think it is, but we just call it that. Fun fact, painters use strong blasts of air filled with sand to remove old paint and dirt from stone walls. This process is called sandblasting. Alright, fast erosion. Elvish, want to come over here and read it to me, please? The first paragraph. What? The first paragraph.
Erosion often takes thousands of years to shape the land. It leads super energies. Very excited.
Good job. You want to read? No? Okay. You want to read? Go ahead. Read. Shannon, read.
People can also cause
Nature's erosion protection.
They cut down trees for farming and cutting away mountains and rivers. They stop rivers with dams and let cattle eat all of them.
Good. Alright, not so fun fact. In 1930s, U.S. farmers lost tons of soil to wind. There were no plants to keep the soil from blowing away. The sky turned black as winds carried away bits of soil. The eroded farmland was called the Dust Bowl. You guys all know about farming, right? Yes. All right. We got one more page, and that's it. You want to read it? Go ahead.
People had learned ways to help stop the erosion they caused. Farmers plant trees to block the wind. They plant seeds in strips instead of
Plowing.
blowing all the soil at once. They grow crops on high slopes or hillsides and patterns so rain won't wash away the soil.
Good job. Good job. Now we all live with erosion, right? We have some of our parents are farmers, right? We grow strawberries and grow different kinds of fruits and vegetables. All right. Fun fact, last one. Drains and sewers near buildings and roads let rainwater run away quickly and safely. Without them, there would be more erosion of gardens, yards, parks, and playing fields. So let's take a look at this worksheet real quick. Camera. looking at number 4. We already answered our question, right? Try to answer your question during reflect. Make one example outside of text to one main topic. So I want you guys to look at what did you guys do? Give me an example.
I put ice.
You put
Number
ice.
4?
Okay, so number 4. One example outside of the text to one main topic, you use ice. What did you use? Shannon, what did you write down? What was your question? What are the different erosions? Okay, that was your question. Did you get to answer that in your reading? When we read it, did you answer it down? Okay, what did you put? What? I can't get the second part of it. What is an erosion? How about wind? Wind, right? Okay, so in number 4, you're going to make one example outside of the text to one main topic. So you wrote living with erosion, or living with erosion on a farm. So you can write an example of like farming, plowing. You know, they build up trees to block the wind so they wouldn't lose their soil, right?
What's plowing?
Yeah. On a tractor, when you're going down and you're like building up the soil, you're chopping up the soil so you can put seeds down to grow. That's what plowing is like on a tractor. Or you don't even have to have a tractor. You can have a rake where you go and you rake the grass you're tearing up the grass to have that soil so you can put your seeds. Okay?
So you're pretty much saying to break.
You're breaking it.
Breaking the grass.
Mhm.
So then you can do it.
So number 5, recite. Can you answer your question without looking at it? This here is like testing yourself. You know how you can self-test yourself? Okay, well, 6 times 2 is what?
6 times 2.
Okay, so with math, you test yourself every day. You do your fun facts at home, right? You're testing yourself, you're retesting. You have to do the same thing with reading. You do the same thing with science. You want to retest everything. You want to, okay, let me see if I can answer this question. And you're going to look back at that question. What is frozen erosion? Well, I wrote down this. I know that's this, so I can recite my question. So right here by recite, can you answer your question without looking at your answer? Write yes or no. That way I'll know if you got it or not. Because I'm going to collect them at the end. That way I know, yes, I got it. No, I didn't get it.
What are we going to do with the back?
We're about to get to it. We're almost done.
I'm not going to see anything.
Okay, do it right now. Don't do that. Number 6, review. Mentally go through your book. Go through this book. Yeah.
I don't get it.
Number what? 4? 4 was reflect. One example outside the text. Make one example. You can draw me a picture or you can write it down.
Draw one.
You're giving me an example or picture of what you wrote.
Number 5, number 5, you're going to without looking at your answer.
Write one example. So right here, reflect. Give me one example. How do you live with erosion? How do you live with it?
What no for numbers, right?
Streets of caves.
Yeah,
Caves.
because you have to check
That's living with erosion. Okay.
you have to see if you can.
How we doing?
You have to look at your answers to check
Number 4.
you can answer it.
What is frozen erosion? So one example would be like the glass that we used in our science experiment, right? Have that glass expanded, the ice expanded and have the glass. That's an example. Yes, you can draw that.
I mean, you can wear
Yes, sir. Okay, guys, I feel like everybody's not doing number 4. Number 4, you can draw me a picture or write it. Drawing and still reflecting on it, okay? Yes, that's good.
Sorry.
He drew a picture of wind. Everybody look at this. He drew a picture of wind. Yeah, see, good job. Reflecting. Give me one example from the text that you guys got when we read this text, okay? Give me a picture of it. Good job.
I see on your phone. This how.
Yes. Good.
This is my mom.
Good. I like it. The caves. How the caves and the rain caused this right here. Our word that we went over. Stalactites, yes. Stalagmites. I read it over. Draw a picture. 6. Alright. You're going to review. Draw me a picture of this here.
I don't get numbers.
Draw me a picture. Okay. Draw me a picture. Draw me a picture of towers and erosion. Draw me a picture of the. Give me 1 second to talk, okay? Draw me a picture of when our science fair, how we use a glass jar. Guys, some people have not got it yet, okay? So help your people beside you. They haven't done number 4 or 5. Help them, okay? We haven't got to number 6 yet. Number 4, draw me a picture of frozen erosion. When you think of frozen, we think of what? Ice, right? Okay. So when we think of ice, ice expands, it breaks, right? So draw me a picture of ice. Alright. Ones that are done with 4 and 5, because a lot of you are already done with those. Review. Mentally go through the book in your mind. Can you picture the text in your mind, yes or no? You're just writing yes or no down. So close your mind and can you picture the book in your head of the caves, of the living things, the frozen erosion, the dripping. Can you guys picture the book in your mind as we went through it? A little bit? Okay. Guys, I want to go ahead and do the back, okay? If you haven't finished the front, we can do it later. We can do it together as a class. Would you like to do that?
We have others. And you said it's not
Guys, turn your paper over. Turn your paper over, yeah. Yes or no? I'll go to these right now. Guys, so this is our word bank. This is our worksheet on the back, okay? You guys have paper. You do your word banks. You're going to use these words in those blanks. When you look at the worksheet, we're going to look at it together. Don't worry.
cut it out.
No, we're not cutting it out. Word quake, movement, downstream, frozen water, washes, pressure, drops, breaks, moves, move, place, breaking down, or drops, okay? We're going to look at it together. You guys help me out. What do we think it is?
Cut a house? Something like that.
All right. Weathering. We'll look at weathering, guys. We all in the back of the worksheet. Weathering. Weathering blank it. What do we think it does? Look at word bank on the board. Weathering blank it. What does weathering do? Weathering is what?
Wind?
Yep. What is that? Yeah, weathering. But what is it? What does it do? Erosion blank it. Deposition blanks it. What is it? So weathering is what? Breaks. She answered it. Good job. Breaks. Weathering breaks it. Weathering breaks it. So use this one. Breaks for number 1.
Where do we put it at?
We're going to write it in that blank spot right beside weathering. Weathering breaks it.
No.
Sorry, you okay? Okay.
almost fell. Where do we
Yeah. Here's our worksheet, guys. We have a blank right here. We're writing breaks right here in the blank. We're filling in the blank. We have a word bank to help us. Okay? So number 2, erosion. When we think about erosion, what does erosion do on our word bank? Moves. Good job. Moves. Deposition. Yep. Drops. Good job.
For number 3?
For number 3, drops. Deposition drops.
For number 2.
You gotta pay attention. You can't color it. Ask one of your neighbors what the answer is.
Wait, we can't?
You can later. We gotta, guys, we only have a couple more minutes. We have to go to PE. Okay, so let's get this worksheet done, guys. This is gonna help you when you fill in the blanks. This will help you, okay?
I don't think so.
Weathering blank of rock. Weathering what? We wrote up here that weathering breaks it. So what other word on our word bank on the wall would fit good right here in this blank? Weathering blank of rock.
Breaking it down.
Breaking down. All right, so our next one down here, we have 2 blanks right here. So breaking down of rock. Blank expands and rock cracks after. You guys answered that really good, really fast. Good job. Frozen water. I think we got frozen water down. You guys are good.
Would it say breaking something?
Breaking down. I'm trying to write it in as best I can. Breaking down. We have frozen water. Breaking down.
Erosion.
All right, so let's go to erosion. Blank sediment in a new. Oh, I'm in the wrong class. Right here. Blank of sediment.
Washes.
Erosion is what? Of sediment. Movement. Good. Movement. Water blanks sediment away. Answer as a class. Water blanks sediment away. What is water doing in this picture? Washes. Great job. Water washes sediment away.
Isn't it doing erosion too?
Mm-hmm. This is erosion. We're working on erosion. So washes.
Yesterday we were learning about glaciers.
Yeah? Good. Deposition. Blank drops. I said to be the answer. Blank. Deposition drops sediment in a new what?
Place.
Good job. I answered the first one for you guys. So down here, fast moving, we have river, slow moving river. Rivers blank sediment. Rivers what? In this picture it's what? We already used washes.
Moves.
Moves. Good job.
Why did the water go?
What do you think this is? When we have words over here in our word break.
You're going too fast. I can't. This one. Number 1.
Movement.
I think we've done
Place.
drop and move. We've done move.
Drops. I do moves twice. Alright, so we have a couple words left.
We got downstream. We got 2 words.
So move sediment. Rivers move sediment what?
Downstream.
Very good. Downstream. Good job. So we're looking at earthquakes now. Blank decreases until a blank happens.
Wait, where are we?
On earthquakes. We're looking at earthquakes.
Wait.
We're on earthquakes. Volcanic is just a picture for you guys.
Wait.
So you think quake goes where? First one, quake increases until a what happens? Or do you think something else goes there? Look at our word bank.
I think it's
Pressure. Good job. Pressure increases until a
Wait.
quake happens, which is earthquake.
All we have is from.
That's it.
We can color now?
Well, we have to go to PE.
Yay!
You guys can keep this and put in your science journal, your science notebook, okay?
We put it in our bag. What do we do with clipboards.
Put them back on the back.
These are brand new.
What? I don't know.
How much do they cost?